this episode, we ride a crazy bus. A dog tries to open a bottle of water. We walk down a hill. And I meditate on a mountain cliff. All this and more in adventures through northern Vietnam. The journey continues as we head from Sapa into Ha Giang. We took a limousine bus that doubled as a package delivery service. So they took the super long way into Ha Giang and kept stopping to deliver odd packages. 9 hours later, we arrived in Ha Giang in the rain. The next morning, we had some crepes for breakfast before hopping on another bus, heading up through the mountains and into Meo Vac Province. We stayed at this nice homestay in a homestay village. It was practically a homestay next door to another homestay next door to another homestay. Each one is owned and run by different operators. It was a nice quiet spot. Only a few out-of-towners made their way here. So the scouting continues, this time in a somewhat different, more rocky landscape. The whole reason for coming here was to get video on a boat overlooking the incredible scenic mountains that surround the lake. So the people of the homestay said that the easiest way to get to the river boats was to drive up the road and keep going until we reached a rest stop. They had signs for river boats. We reached the rest stop, which had parking, and started the hike downhill.
Look at that. Look at those river views. So we're going to go to the bottom of this trail. On the bottom there's a bunch of docks where they have the boats that take off and take you on tours through the river. So we want to see what it looks like. If it looks good, we'll come back tomorrow in costume and do some more filming. Hiking down this mountain and getting these epic views was really nice. We crossed a waterfall, went down many stairs and wet rocks. I found this rock face to look like an interesting place to have a lightsaber duel at. And then finally we made it to the bottom of the mountain, right at the foot of the lake. However, the views didn't seem very majestic from this side. So there were some boats that I saw on a video online. Brown color boats, a lot smaller than the tour boats that they have now. That's the one I wanted. However, it seems like nobody uses those boats anymore. So we gotta see what we can improvise. And so we made some phone calls and made a long trek to another part of the lake where they have boats and majestic views. But little did I know how long and how much of a pain in the butt it would be to get to the second spot. Getting here was a journey to say the least. We had to drive out about 10 miles, and then when we reached the meetup point with the boat driver, we had to follow him down the mountain. I thought it was going to be maybe like a 2-minute ride down. Little did I know it was going to take 30 minutes of rough terrain on the edge of a mountain. When we got to the bottom, we got on the boat and the views were majestic. Definitely worth the trip. I tried to fly my drone here but couldn't get to stabilize due to no GPS signal, and for some reason the battery was dying super fast from the strong winds. The next day we set out to get to the infamous mountain cliff. When we got there, it was definitely not a straight path to get out to the cliff edge. One wrong step and you can fall and die from this high point. The footage here was definitely epic. And after this spot, we headed up north to a camp where they sold local foods. And the shop owners talked about how not so many tourists are coming by this time due to the pandemic. Which is a shame because this is a great area. Many people in this region of Vietnam weren't worried about masks or viruses, or even felt like there was a pandemic going on. The skies weren't red or raining locusts, and so everything was pretty normal up here, minus the influx of tourists.
I accidentally stumbled on this place after looking online for photos of Ha Giang and seeing a long flowing river going through the mountains, and then when my friend pointed out this place to me, I knew I had to come here. Looking back, we should have stayed longer. We only stayed here about 5 to 6 days, but there was so much to explore and so much tranquility to enjoy. Made friends with the dog guarding the homestay I was staying at. I tried pigeon for the first time. Growing up in New York City, pigeon didn't sound very appealing. It was really bony. However, this is country pigeon and not city pigeon, so the birds are going to be much cleaner out here than in the city. We also had many rice dishes and some vegetable dishes also, but it was great to have some home-cooked meals. Also, it was super inexpensive to stay here compared to other more well-known cities. It took so long to get here that you definitely want to stay a longer period of time just to make the trip more worthwhile. So, with all that said, I hope you enjoyed this video and just want to ask that you hit those like and subscribe buttons. And if you got any questions, leave a comment. Until next time, peace.